Indian Concrete an integrated approach towards realizing construction projects.
Today, we are on the platform
Construction projects have many stages towards their completion, starting from the conceptualization, project preparation in terms of getting all the approvals, land acquisitions and so on, then the design engineering, the bidding process, the actual construction itself, the finishing operations, commissioning, and finally the operations and facilities part of using the project. If one looks at the overall life cycle cost of a project, the majority of cost comes after completing the project during the service life of the project. And if you look at the cost of the building or the project itself, the majority of cost goes towards the materials and the labor and equipment usage. So if you are able to optimize these two aspects, the materials and the labor and equipment usage, then we are able to optimize the cost and time. If one looks at the ability to control the cost of a project from the beginning of the project towards its completion, this ability keeps coming down as one goes towards completion. The maximum potential for controlling the cost is there in the beginning and starts diminishing over time. So there is all the more incentive for us to take all the precautions right at the beginning to be able to control the time and cost for the concerned project. If you look at the various factors which govern a particular project, the functionality, of course, is the most important one. Then the bidding process, the design engineering, the actual construction method, the materials to be used, the plant and machinery to be used, and finally the project management to put together the project with all these ingredients. We need to have an approach towards integrating all these factors with the accent on the life cycle approach and then having overall innovativeness to get the maximum possible efficiency. If you look at the various ingredients for successful projects, typically, starting from the upfront clearances and using the right kind of design and construction method which are properly integrated, along with the right kind of materials, having adequate resources and ensuring the funds availability at all the times, having a good project management approach with good risk management, and above all, a good project manager to put together all these ingredients and realizing the project successfully. In this process, we need to realize that design and construction method have to be kept hand in hand if one wants to realize a good efficiency. For example, for the metro projects, superstructure being done in many cities today, the precast segmental construction method is very appropriate in that it has the least disturbance to the traffic which is flowing all the time in crowded urban cities. So here again, we are sure that the construction method and the design method are very closely interlinked and have to be taken together. And particularly for indeterminate structures, the two are very closely intertwined and we can't the other. And developing good construction methods calls for expertise in many areas like construction methods, equipment, how to get the best out of equipment, and above all, a good innovative out-of-the-box thinking to ensure that we have the best of methods to suit the given context. Construction is an important activity which is not normally realized commonly. It covers enablers engineering, for example, farm work, temporary structures, site layout. For example, a good site layout can facilitate very efficient movements inside the site and facilitate cost control and minimizing wastage. Then, of course, the designing the methods, construction methods for doing the work, and then deciding the right kind of equipment and to get the best out of the equipment being used, and above all, having good constructability in the designs to ensure that we are able to do the construction easily with the best of quality and safety. So construction engineering is sometimes neglected, but that's of great importance. Today's construction is highly mechanized, very highly automated, with a lot many equipment for the various operations. So we need to choose the appropriate equipment, particularly since the equipment are costly in the Indian context. And having got the costlier equipment, we need to make sure that we get the best out of them during the construction, making sure that we get the best of productivity for its operation, is used for the maximum possible time without much downtime, and so on. So equipment, get the right kind of equipment and use it properly. The contracting or bidding out process is again a very important stage or step in realizing the projects. Today we have many examples of the EPC, the engineering, procurement and construction, or a simpler design and build method to get good bids. Here, all the engineering and construction integration is done by the constructor to suit his own capacity and capabilities and to suit his experience very advantageously to get an integrated project, which often will have the least cost because it is highly efficient. The owner can get a slew of solutions instead of only one bid, one solution to get the maximum efficiency and functionality, very competitive. And then we also have a lump sum. We also have lump sum bids with ceiling on the cost. So there is not much possibility of cost overruns. And again, the right kind of materials, for example, using self-compacting concrete when there is reinforcement congestion and so on. All the aspects are properly integrated in this kind of bid. Coming to the final aspect of construction management, there have been many methods evolving over a period of time, and today we have a very new good paradigm called lean construction management. In any typical site, there are many players, many theaters of operation, many coordination points. With all this, there are a lot of delays and high unpredictability and high uncertainty. Construction is notorious all over the world for high stress levels and various kinds of problems. Now, lean construction is able to address all these problems quite effectively. Lean actually is a concept or a culture and a way of doing things. But of course, lean also has many tools which are used for improving the efficiency, cutting down wastage, and so on. The main concept in lean is to maximize the client value and minimize or eliminate wastage. We want to look at the project as a production system, as you would look in a manufacturing environment, and the focus is on the flow of the entire project. And all the time we keep looking for continuous improvement, making things to be done more efficiently, and collaborative working involving all the people at the site. So lean has many dimensions, and today we have a large number of projects, not only all over the world, but also in India, where we are able to realize substantial benefits by practicing lean construction methods. Today we have a lot of IT applications in civil engineering. For example, BIM, Building Information Modeling. And going much beyond BIM, today we have an accent on digitalization of the entire construction. We have aspects, we have processes like virtual reality, augmented reality, IoT, and so on. So we need to get modern with the modern new technologies to get the best out of construction. And finally, to look at what a typical project manager does. He has many dimensions to take care of in project management, starting right from project preparation, your bidding out process, then the design, planning, getting the best construction methods, integrating your construction equipment and the materials, taking care of all the people at the site, the finances, and of course the standard quality and safety, and managing the clients and so on. So there are so many dimensions to be managed by a good project manager. And I would say that a good project manager is much more capable than a typical manager in the manufacturing environment. The complexities, the different dimensions, they are all substantially vast for a typical construction project, and a good project manager is definitely worth his weight in gold. So concluding, the concept of integrated engineering, starting right from the functional conceptualizing and going towards the design, the construction methods, and finally the operations, We need to have the integrated approach to get the best out of projects. Of course, we need to involve the best of experts in the various stages. R&D from research institutions or academia is also very important to get the best of materials and then the designs and the construction methods. So overall, the integrated project paves way towards getting maximum efficiency and very good control in time and cost towards realizing projects. Thank you.